Happy birthday to Cirque Colors. For today's video, I have their new Night Tide collection, as well as my personal picks for what I think you should grab from their new birthday sale. I don't know why I called it a new sale. Their current sale. As is typical for Cirque Colors, they are celebrating their birthday with a 20% off site-wide sale. The sale window for this one is going to close on July 26th, so there is still plenty of time to shop the sale if you want to shop the sale. I do have an affiliate code with Cirque Colors, which normally saves you 10% off. I don't really recommend trying to use it during this sale because there's currently a better sale happening, so my code doesn't stack. If you would like to pick up anything from the website, if you just use my affiliate link to get to the site, I'll get a commission if you buy anything, but you don't have to do that, it's fine. Just enjoy the sale. The polishes featured in today's video were sent to me by Cirque Colors in gifted PR. However, this video is not sponsored. Thank you very much, Cirque, for sending these over to me. So as always, in the description box, links to where you can pick these polishes up, links to the brand's website, social media pages, my social media pages, and of course, timestamps as well. I'm gonna start the video off with the Night Tide Duo since those are probably what most people are more interested in. For the first polish up, this one is called Heart of the Ocean, and Cirque is describing it as a duochrome nail polish that shifts between a midnight blue and a deep violet with an intense scattered holographic effect. Heart of the Ocean had a fantastic formula. This one does start off on the more sheer side, so you're for sure going to want to build this one up to reach full opacity. On my nails, I wasn't actually able to get this one to be fully opaque, so I don't know why I just said to reach full opacity because I didn't get there. I will say, however, it was just shy of being fully opaque, but I could still see my nailing pretty obviously. I think potentially if going in for either thicker coats than I did or using a visible nailing blurring base will really give you like full coverage for this shade. This is a very brush strokey type of metallic shade. I do find that overall the holographic flakes in the polish do distract pretty nicely from the brush strokes. I feel like this is a very frosty kind of duochrome. I feel as though if I didn't have the brand's description of this polish like right in front of me while I was swatching it, I probably would have described this one as being more of like a dusty periwinkle base with an added violet shimmer. I don't feel like I would have naturally called this a duochrome, but as always when it comes to multichromes, duochromes, and color shifty shimmers, I always wonder what exactly is like the real formulation difference on some of them, because some shifty shimmers look like multichromes and some multichromes just look like shifty shimmers. I don't know, I'm not a chemist. As someone who's not the biggest fan of like frosty tone kind of shades, I will admit this one was really pretty looking. My full hand swatches show Heart of the Ocean in 3 coats plus glossy top coat. This had some very mild texture, not quite as textured as Cirque's say like shimmer graphic shades, just like very slight texture. One layer of top coat smoothed it out perfectly. I don't foresee this one being terribly difficult to remove if you remove your nail polishes wrong, i.e. scrubbing. I used a combination of a peel off base coat and the soak off method because I forgot that I had on a peel off base coat, so I started soaking it off. But yeah, those were very easy to remove it. And I did not personally experience any staining. The second polish in this duo is called Sea of Stars, and Cirque describes this one as a dark blue flash reflective glitter topper in a clear base. Sea of Stars had a fantastic formula. The base did not feel overly thick or thin, zero application issues. So I know as you're watching the live swatch footage for this polish, you're looking and you're just saying, that looks tinted to me.
That's suspicious.
I don't know what it is about the colored reflective glitters. I have quite a few different colored reflective glitter polishes in my collection, and I do find that for all of them, whatever color the flash reflective glitter is, it somehow tints the base a little bit. So while the brand doesn't describe this one as having a tinted base, I found on the nail this one had like a very slight bluish tint to the overall base color. However, if you choose to wear this polish in only one coat, I don't foresee it tinting the bases too badly unless you're putting it over like a white or a silver or a really light color. I feel like you get like a little bit of added blueness overall, but whether that is from the base or the blue glitters, I'm still unclear. But again, I have a couple of different flash reflective glitter toppers of different colors, and I find that on the nail, all of them, if I try to build them all up, they do have a colored look on the nail. As someone who really loves flash reflective glitter, I love this topper to pieces. I feel like it looks good both built up on its own as well as over a variety of other colors. However, because this is reflective glitter we were talking about, it is going to dry down pretty dang textured. You're going to want a couple of layers of top coat to smooth everything out. I used 2 layers of Seche V for my swatches, and that smoothed everything out really nicely. And of course, because this is reflective glitter, you are going to want to use the soak off method or a peel off base coat. Don't remove this polish scrubbing it off, you're gonna be in for a bad time. So I have done quite a few different videos on my favorite polishes from Cirque. Last Black Friday, I had a video showing the polishes that I recommend from their sale for Black Friday. I didn't want to do any kind of overlap between the Black Friday video from last year or my favorites video from, I think it was either earlier this year or late last year. So for my polishes that I picked out for what I recommend for the sale, I decided to actually do my favorite polishes that they've released for this year. There's a little bit from December, but for the most part, everything is from this year specifically, because I kind of figured that most people shopping this sale are probably gonna be picking up things that are slightly newer to Cirque color. So that was the method to the madness of what I picked out for this video. For the first polish, I have talked about this polish quite a few times this year.
You sit on a throne of lies.
So I feel like I'm cheating already, but this was my favorite one from the Femme Fatale collection. So we have Head Over Heels. Head Over Heels is a beautiful pink toned magnetic shade. So the base on this is like a pinky fuchsia-y pink, and then the magnetic pigment here is also pink. It is pink on pink. It's been what, 6 months since this one came out, and I am still just as obsessed with it. It's absolutely beautiful. This magnetizes super duper easily. It looks fantastic in the cat eye effect, in the velvet effect, in the woo 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 zigzag effect. I have not yet tried this one with, what the hell is that dot? Why did I ever, bead, the bead method. I have not yet tried this one with the bead method, but I would imagine it would work really well with it. I feel like this was one of the last couple of magnetic polishes that Cirque came out with this year that didn't feature the that silver fine particle magnetic pigment. Truthfully, I don't think I'm a fan of that style of pigment. I like this more sparkly style magnetic pigment. This magnetizes super duper easily. Also, how I've personally worn this one, I like pairing this one with either a reflective or a holographic topper. I feel like it just adds like a little extra sparkle that makes my heart happy, but this looks really fantastic on its own or just whatever you want. I did a comparison of this shade to Holo Taco's pink magnetic shade a few months ago. If it's not linked in the cards, that means I put it over here on the screen. One or the other is gonna take place. They're not exactly the same. I will admit, for probably the majority of nail polish wearers, they're probably gonna be too similar to justify them both, but I feel like they're different enough to justify them both. Oh, is that out of when I made my list, it was in stock, and I just went to the website to get the description. It's out of stock. Well, we're keeping it in the video. I'm sorry. We're just gonna move on. Next polish.
I swear nothing better else have sold out while I was working on this.
The next polish I wanted to recommend is also a magnetic shade. This one is called Fire Horse. This was originally released in the brand's, what was that called again? This was originally released for the brand's Chinese New Year polish. So Cirque describes Fire Horse as being a fiery red nail polish with a gold magnetic pigment and a sprinkle of flash reflective glitters in silver. This was a polish that I continued thinking about long after I swatched it out. This is a polish that I want to circle back to wearing again. While the brand does describe this one as having a red base, I do find that it has a very orangey red look on the nail due to it having gold magnetic pigment. The goldiness of it all definitely makes this one pull a lot more orange in tone, but like I can see someone calling this one a red. In my mind, it's a reddish orange. I desperately wish Cirque would release more polishes that look exactly like this in different colors. I really love it when the brand releases either like a glitter or like a flake or something also in their magnetic polishes, because I feel like whenever I have like a plain magnetic polish, I'm always adding toppers to them. So I really like that this one has the reflective glitter already added to it. I am pretty confident that this was originally a limited edition shade, so I don't know how long this one's gonna stay in stock, because I think it came out in like January, February, somewhere around there. This is an absolutely beautiful shade, and again, I feel like it looks fantastic magnetized in any of the various ways. And of course, because this is reflective glitter we are talking about, it is going to dry down fairly textured. I believe for my swatches, I use 2 layers of top coat with my full hand swatches. I think it's been a minute, but I'm fairly confident that's what I did. And again, soak off method, peel off base coat, easiest removal when dealing with reflective glitter. The next polish up is one of 3 toppers that I pulled out. This one is called Dreamwalker. So Cirque describes Dreamwalker as being a sheer purple tinted nail polish topper with a fuchsia to pink to gold color shifting aurora shimmer, as well as having holographic effect. This polish was originally in the Daydream collection from earlier this year. Cirque has done a couple of really fun aurora shimmer plus holographic toppers, and I feel like I love these so very much, especially when paired with either jellies or crelly shades. There's something about adding that nice color shifty goodness and a little bit of holographic that I just feel like looks really, really good on the nail. Dreamwalker came out in a collection that had a ton of different Crelly shades. I myself am not, in fact, the kind of person who really likes pastel anything. And I'll fully admit, I don't really wear a lot of Crellys unless I'm also pairing them with some kind of topper. But there was just something about Dreamwalker that I absolutely loved. And also this one looks really good on its own if you don't mind like obvious visible nail line. I believe I pulled this one out 1 or 2 times since I swatched it out, and I'm fairly confident both times I wore it on its own. In case anyone's wanting an update on how I've been doing with taking pictures of my personal manicures, still terrible at it. But I do agree with the brand's color description for this shade, and also I will note, while the brand does describe this one as having like a sheer purple tint, I find that you don't see that tint on the nail. I mean, I haven't worn this one over white or anything, but I swatched it out over various colors in my original review and I wasn't noticing any kind of tint on putting it over other colors. They still look true to the color in the bottle. I will fully admit, out of Cirque's polishes that are similar to this one, I feel like I've still worn Slow Burn the most out of all of them, but I feel like that's also because my smutty book loving heart seems to just really like the name Slow Burn, so I keep pulling it out. But I feel like Dreamwalker is also a very beautiful shade. From the same collection as Dreamwalker, I also wanted to talk about Mirage. Mirage is a pink tone base that has a blue to violet aurora shimmer as well as holographic. So if you wanted a more cool tone version to the last shade, this would be this one. I largely pulled out Mirage because I wanted something a bit cooler in tone. I feel like I lean very strongly towards warm tone things for whatever reason. So I pulled this one out because I just wanted something kind of cooler in tone, and I thought this would be really good for people who like more cool tone polishes. I feel like this shade pops really, really nicely over blues and purples and gray colors. Like there's a picture on the Cirque website that has Mirage over Cirrus, and I feel like that combination, I still need to recreate that on my nails. Similarly to the last shade, while the brand does describe the base on this one as being tinted pink, again, I don't notice that pink tone at all. I'm looking at my dog. I don't notice that pink tone color at all on the nails. And since we were just talking about polishes that I really like pairing with Crellys, here are a couple of Crelly shades from the brand. So I mentioned this in my original review for the Over the Rainbow collection. I really, really, really love Cirque's Crelly nail polishes. I'm kind of hoping that they come out with some more, especially for like either summer or fall. From the Over the Rainbow collection, I was trying to think of which of those that I've like thought of more recently since my review. So from the Over the Rainbow collection, I pulled out Coral Cloud. So Cirque describes Coral Cloud as being a coral leaning orange Crelly nail polish with a milky buildable base. Truthfully, I pulled this one out because I felt like it was still a little bit bright enough that I feel for those of you who are more seasonal wearers, I don't know, I feel like this could vibe as a summer polish, and I also feel like you could wear this one for fall as well. Yes, it's very pastel leaning, but I feel like it's also just like a little bit bright, and I feel like it would look really cute for say like pastel pumpkin nail art, or even like a fun gradienty thing for like a sunset. And I feel like it just has like a nice like oof of happiness to it. If you are new to Crelly shades, Crellys are basically a combination of a jelly nail polish that is sheer and an opaque polish that is like a cream. You put them together and you get a Crelly. So it has more opacity than a jelly nail polish, but not quite perfectly opaque like a cream. In my personal opinion, I feel like you can choose to wear this polish in 1, 2, or 3 coats. For my live swatch, you're gonna be seeing it built up in 3. Full hand swatches should also be popping up, and those are also in 3 coats. I feel polishes in this kind of formulation, they look so good with toppers. So good. I'm gonna keep saying this. Toppers, 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 toppers. They look so good with toppers. Sure, you can wear them on your own. I feel like it's a really good way to get use of some toppers. While I don't describe myself as being a seasonal polish wearer, if you're gonna catch me being seasonal, it's going to be either in the summer or for Halloween. Maybe you might get like a winter nail art out of me, but that's basically as far as I go. And I feel like there's just something about this shade that just like, it feels happy to me. Also from the Over the Rainbow collection, I also pulled out Bluebird. So Cirque describes Bluebird as a sky blue Crelly nail polish in a buildable formula. So similarly to the last shade, you can again wear this one 1, 2, or 3 coats. In truth, I myself am not in fact a pastel blue fan. It has to be very punchy and very saturated to get me to like a pastel blue. This has just enough of like a vibrant saturation to it to get me to really enjoy it. I mentioned this in my review for this polish that I had initially thought that the brand had called this one Big Bird and it was blue, and I went on like a rant about why on earth would you call a blue nail polish Big Bird. So fun fact, actually, in my mind, this is still called Big Bird. I was trying to think of polishes. I was going through my old videos and I saw Bluebird and I was like, oh my God, there's a typo? Why didn't anyone tell me that there's a typo? I called the Big Bird polish Bluebird. And then the video played and then I heard myself talk about how I had to cut out a rant because it's not in fact called Big Bird, but it's Bluebird. So yeah, this made the list because I'm still calling it Big Bird. I'm still thinking about it, but I'm thinking it's Big Bird. So that's why it made the list. In truth, I don't think I have worn this one again since I swatched it out, but I still think it's a really pretty color. And also selfishly, again, I'm really hoping for Cirque to release more Crelly shades. So I'm throwing this one in here as a, if you didn't like the last Crelly, maybe you'll like this one and please buy it so Cirque releases more. The next two polishes are from the April Showers collection. The April Showers collection, I feel like this was one of my favorite collections Cirque did so far this year. It had a really fun mixture of colors and finishes that I thought was just really pleasing to the eye, especially since I don't normally like spring collections like as a general rule. And I feel like there were a couple of really fun shades in that release that I still think about. First being Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt is in their shimmer graphic formula, which is their trademark formulation. If you are new to the shimmer graphics, they are beautiful, super strong shimmer polishes that have a really bright, sparkly, reflective glitter. I will fully admit, I thought the name was dumb when I first heard it, but truthfully, I feel like it's one of my favorite formulations from the brand. Cirque describes Thunderbolt as being a bright yellow nail polish with a flashy gold to green to blue color shifting aurora shimmer, as well as an intense scattered holographic glitter. This polish, again, I feel like this is not a spring color, like a classic spring color. I feel like y'all could wear this in the summer for you seasonal wearers. I feel like this is gorgeous. For everyone else who's not a weirdo who only can wear certain colors during the season, we can wear this whenever. It's that pretty. So while the brand does describe the base on this as being a bright yellow, because it has a kind of gold to blue to green shifting shimmer, on the nail it's gonna look anywhere from a bright yellow all the way over to a chartreuse. That green to bluish kind of color shift makes this one look very chartreusey on the nails, which I freaking love. My live swatch and my full-in swatches show this one in 2 coats. I had like a smidge of nail line with this one, but I didn't personally think at the time it was enough to justify adding a 3rd coat, and spoiler, when I went back to wear this one, I wore it in 2 coats. I'm not at all mad about a little visible nail line moment. I don't know. I used to be a visible nail line hater. Now I kind of dig it. I don't know, do what you want, 2 to 3 coats. But I feel like this is a really bright and fun shade, and if I remember to do a favorites video for Cirque for 2026, if this isn't on the list, I got replaced by a robot. This type of polish has some of my favorite things about nail polish. It's color shifty, it's yellow, it's holographic. I just overall really like this color, and I feel like it'd be a really fun one to add to cart. I don't think this one was limited edition. I don't remember 1000% sure, but I don't think it was limited edition. Thunderbolt, easy to remove if you use a soak off method or a peel off base coat. I have not yet experienced staining with that shade, but I don't think I've worn that one yet since I got rid of my overlay, so may or may not stain. I feel like yellows tend to be stainers, but be careful. Also from the April Showers collection, I wanted to talk about Raincheck. Raincheck also is another shimmer graphic shade, but the base on this is a very dusty bluish grayish polish, and then it has a red gold green shifting shimmer. On the website, Cirque describes Raincheck as having a blue gray base as well as a red gold green color shifting shimmer plus silver holographic. I still to this day do not in fact see red gold green on the nail. I don't know if the red gold green gets thrown off because of the base color. My eye picks it more as a pinky red to orange to gold with like a hint of green at very extreme angles. I feel like the base color in the shimmer is a lot more pinky reddish to just what I normally think of as like a red gold green, like a unicorn pea kind of color shift. Raincheck is overall such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful polish. I feel like people hype up a lot of different Cirque polishes, and I don't feel like I see anybody talking about how pretty Raincheck is, so I'll talk about it. It's a damn pretty shade. Because there is holographic glittering here, it is going to dry down a little bit texture. 1 to 2 layers of top coat tend to smooth out Cirque's shimmer graphic shades. I very frequently just wear 1 layer of top coat with these. So for the next couple of polishes, I really struggled on what I wanted to do for Cirque's summer releases, largely because I thought their summer releases were A+, and trying to decide which ones to just pick out was really, really hard. So I'm gonna cheat.
Now I do what I want.
So the first of Cirque's summer releases was the Vice collection. I have been a ride or die gal for Cirque's Vice collection for a very, very, very long time. This is the collection from Cirque that I look forward to every single year. I am not in fact going to pick out just one polish from the Vice collection that I think y'all should get. I think you should get whichever polishes from the Vice collection that you personally can afford. How about that?
How about that?
The Vice collection this year was a 10 out of 10 in my mind. They brought back Lean, which was one of my biggest lemmings from Cirque that I wanted them to bring back. We had a whole ass rainbow of colors for the Vice collection. So I'm not picking anything from the Vice collection. I'm just saying get the whole damn thing if you can afford it. If you can't afford it, get what you can afford. They were all fantastic. And also for anyone else who has quite a few bottles of Electric Daisy, in case you missed my Vice review for this year, in my personal opinion, this year's Electric Daisy formulation is the best Electric Daisy formulation that I personally own. It is slightly thicker than past formulations and perfectly opaque in two, whereas my past bottles of Electric Daisy were all 2 to 3 coaters depending on my application. I have pulled Electric Daisy out quite a few times already for the summer, and every single time it's been 2 coats. Very exciting about that. And I will note, while Cirque isn't quite ready to kick off their Halloween and Falloween stuff yet, I will note that since the Vice collection is a limited edition release, we're getting towards the end of summer, and usually this is around that kind of fun period where Cirque is probably close to their last restock on the Vice collection. I'm pretty confident that quite a few of the shades have sold out a couple of times throughout the past few months. So this is just like a little warning per se on if you had wanted to get the Vice collection and you were holding off on it. We're getting real close to that time period in the summer where they're not going to be restocking it again. And speaking of neon releases, Cirque also recently came out with the Dayglow collection, which were all bright neon jelly shades. This was the first time Cirque has released neon jellies, and I feel like I'm not the only one who was incredibly excited about those polishes. I really hope Cirque releases more neon jellies in the near future. Similarly to my feelings on the Vice collection, I am not in fact going to pick out one single polish from the Dayglow collection. However, I will say if you wanted like my favorite one, it is indeed still the yellow shade whose name I can't remember right now. But again, I recommend all of them. The Dayglow collection was also limited edition, so I'm also assuming that similarly to how they're going to stop restocking the Vice collection towards the end of summer, I would imagine the Dayglow collection is also in that camp. And the final polish that I wanted to recommend for the Cirque color sale for this year, this is the final topper in the collection. I just had to throw this one in because I've gotten quite a bit of usage out of this one. This polish is called Starlight. I believe this came out towards the end of last year, but I'm pretty confident it came out after I had my Black Friday video, so we're counting it for this one. Starlight is a clear base flash reflective glitter polish, and there is a rainbow of flash reflective glitter in here. I do find in general for the colors of the flash reflective here, I very rarely see pink, the gold, the green, and silver. And I think there's also a very light blue shade in here as well. I have a really hard time deciding what colors I'm seeing. I will give them that it is indeed a rainbow of colors on the nail. Is there like Roy G. Biv on the nail? I don't think so. It looks like a rainbow, so we're calling it a rainbow. Similarly to the other toppers in this video, this one is in a clear base, so you can once again wear it over any color that you want. I have worn this over probably every color imaginable at this point. I make a lot of use out of this one. I do find that it has a fantastic formula, super easy to apply, no real issues, but it does dry down pretty dang textured. And again, you can wear this over any color that you want. And again, reflective glitter, you're not going to want to scrub this polish off. You're going to want to use the soak off method or a peel off base coat. You could in theory scrub it off if you really wanted because it's just going to be one layer of reflective glitter. As a general rule, I do not recommend scrubbing off reflective glitter because it has a stronger potential to scratch your nail plate. Not the biggest deal in the world, but like, speaking as someone who's currently trying to grow out very damaged nails, it's a pain in the ass when your nails are like super rough and textured because of your own mistakes. So soak off method, peel off base coat. So let's get into the sale information for the actual sale from this video. Cirque's birthday sale is on right now on cirquecolors.com. The entire website is 20% off. Orders over $75 will receive the Night Tide Duo for free. I don't think you need to add those to cart in order to get them, but you might have to add them to cart to get them to your order. And of course, your order has to be $75 after any discounts and yada, 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 yada. The Night Tide Duo is limited edition and is exclusive to the sale. You cannot buy them individually. I will note, Cirque does occasionally bring back polishes that were part of their birthday duos for sale at other times. In the time period that I've been following Cirque, I don't think they've brought back every single birthday polish or birthday duo. Looking at you, birthday baddie. So I do recommend, if you really, really love the duo, I do recommend picking them up during the sale because you don't want to be like me and skip out on birthday baddie, then have to hunt it down on Mercari and spend a whole lot of money to get it. Also, Cirque, if y'all watch this, please bring back birthday baddie. I feel like everybody needs next birthday baddie in their life. While I do have an affiliate code with Cirque, which is Nicole Loves Nails, that only saves you 10% off on the website. So the current sale is in fact a better deal than my affiliate code. If you're feeling super duper nice, you can use my affiliate link, which I have linked in the description box, and I'll put it right here as well. If you want to support me, the channel, whatever, you can use my affiliate link and I will receive a commission for whatever you choose to buy. But again, you don't have to do that. Just enjoy the sale if you're shopping, and that's fine. Since you made it this far into the video, I would love to know if anyone has already shopped the sale. Are you planning on shopping the sale? Are you waiting for Black Friday? Let me know. For those of you who are waiting for Black Friday, I will note Cirque generally doesn't do sales past like this 20% threshold. The only time you're gonna get more than 20% off is either if you're cashing out points in their reward system, or if Cirque is putting stuff in their like last call or we mix too much section where they discount things more heavily. But like as a site-wide sale, 20% off is generally like as high as they go. Occasionally you might get some other offers, but their usual sale is about 20%. I will also note, however, usually for Black Friday, Cirque also does do either a duo or some kind of gift with purchase around that time period as well. So if you're not a fan of these, you can wait. I mean, it's nail polish. Before we end today's video, I want to give a very special shout out to my channel members. Shenanigang Story fans, your names of course, all on the screen right now. Channel members in Shenanigang tiers or higher, we do have a members exclusive live stream happening this Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern time here on my channel. Also, for those of you in the channel memberships, if you have not yet sent me a DM on my Discord server, I do have a members exclusive area for all the various tiers of the channel memberships. Just send me a message and I'll get you added to that section. But as always, my channel memberships is completely optional. Just, like the video, comment the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not yet already. And seriously, that's good too. So just thank you all for joining me for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a lovely week, folks. Happy shopping if you're shopping. If you're on a low buy, you don't need to buy anything. You don't need nail polish at the end of the day. It's just for funsies. All right, have a lovely week, folks, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
When I get high, I ain't looking at the clock, still ballin' like Brian. Yeah, I'm headed to the Bucks, then I'm ballin' like yeah.